Listen, I'm about to save your financial life, and you're probably not going to like what I have to say. Good. Because if you're comfortable with your money habits right now, you're already losing. Let me tell you something that happened on Shark Tank that perfectly illustrates why most of you are broke and will stay broke forever. An entrepreneur walked into the tank, bright-eyed, ambitious, thought they had the next big thing. But when we dug into their personal finances during due diligence, you know what we found? This person was making $200,000 a year and had less than $10,000 saved. How is that even possible? I'll tell you how. They were hemorrhaging money on garbage. Brand new luxury car lease, $8 lattes every morning, eating out 3 times a day, subscription services they forgot they had, and a closet full of designer clothes with the tags still on them. We didn't do the deal. Why? Because someone who can't manage their own money will never successfully manage a business. That's the cold, hard truth. Here's a stat that should terrify you. According to recent data, 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. These aren't just minimum wage workers. I'm talking about people making 6 figures who have absolutely nothing to show for it. They're financial zombies, walking around with nice watches and fancy bags, completely dead inside their bank accounts. You know what separates the wealthy from the broke? It's not luck. It's not inheritance. It's not even how much you make. It's what you don't buy. Every dollar you waste on stupid purchases is a dollar that could be working for you, compounding, building your empire. But instead, you're trading your financial freedom for temporary dopamine hits that mean absolutely nothing. I've made millions. I've lost millions. I've built companies from scratch and sold them for 8 figures, and I can tell you with absolute certainty, wealth is built by saying no to the things that don't matter so you can say yes to the things that do. Most people have this completely backwards. They say yes to everything shiny and new, then wonder why they're drowning in debt at age 45 with no retirement in sight. This article is your wake-up call. I'm going to break down the 5 categories of purchases that are absolutely destroying your wealth-building potential. These are the financial vampires sucking your bank account dry while you sleep. And if you're guilty of even one of these, which you probably are, it's time to cut it out immediately or accept that you'll never be wealthy. Your choice. Before we dive into the meat of this, let me be crystal clear about something. If you're serious about building real wealth and not ending up as another financial statistic, you're in exactly the right place. This is Next Gen Finance, where we deliver the unfiltered truth about money, investing, and business. No participation trophies, no gentle hand-holding, just the facts that will actually change your financial life. If you want more of this straight talk content that actually moves the needle on your net worth, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. I mean right now, not later, not after the video. Why? Because most of you won't remember, and that lack of follow-through is exactly why you're not rich yet. Smash that like button if you're ready to level up your financial game, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single piece of advice that could be worth thousands of dollars to you. Here's the deal. This channel exists to separate the serious wealth builders from the complainers and excuse makers. We don't do get-rich-quick schemes. We don't sell you courses. We give you the same cold, hard financial strategies that actually work in the real world. The same ones I've used to build my fortune, and the same ones I look for when I'm deciding whether to invest millions on Shark Tank. So buckle up, pay attention, and let's get into the 5 things you need to stop buying immediately if you ever want to see 7 figures in your bank account. Thing number 1, brand new cars, the $30,000 mistake. This is the biggest wealth killer I see, and it makes my blood boil every single time. If you're buying or leasing a brand new car, you're making one of the dumbest financial decisions possible. Period. End of story. Here are the facts. The moment you drive a new car off the lot, it loses 20 to 30% of its value. Gone, vanished. You just lit thousands of dollars on fire for the privilege of having that new car smell. Within the first year, a new car depreciates by about 30 to 40%. By year 5, it's worth less than half of what you paid. This isn't an investment. This is financial self-destruction with a leather interior. Let's do the math because numbers don't lie. Say you buy a new car for $40,000. You put $5,000 down and finance the rest at 6% interest over 5 years. Your monthly payment is about $677. Over those 5 years, you'll pay approximately $45,620 total. But here's the kicker. After those 5 years, your car is worth maybe $18,000 to $20,000 if you're lucky. You just paid $45,620 for something worth $20,000. That's a $25,000 loss. Now what if you bought a 3-year-old certified pre-owned version of the same car for $25,000? You'd save $15,000 up front. Your monthly payments would be $484 instead of $677, and the depreciation curve would be significantly flatter. Over 5 years, you'd be ahead by over $20,000 compared to the new car buyer. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is where wealthy people think differently. What if you took that $193 monthly difference, $677 minus $484, and invested it in a low-cost index fund averaging 10% annual returns? After 30 years, that monthly $193 investment would grow to approximately $440,000. You read that right, nearly $500,000 just from not buying a new car. I drive used vehicles. You know why? Because I understand that a car is a depreciating asset, not a status symbol. It gets me from point A to point B, and that's it. I'd rather have the money compounding in my investment accounts than sitting in a driveway losing value by the minute. The luxury car lease is even worse. It's like renting money to impress people you don't even like. You're paying monthly for something you'll never own, with mileage restrictions, wear and tear fees, and absolutely zero equity. It's the financial equivalent of lighting your money on fire every single month while telling yourself it's affordable because the monthly payment fits your budget. Action step. If you're in a car payment right now, calculate exactly how much you're paying over the life of the loan versus what the car will be worth when it's paid off. That difference is your wealth destruction number. Going forward, buy reliable used cars with cash or minimal financing and redirect that payment difference into investments. This one change alone can make you a millionaire by retirement. Thing number 2, overpriced coffee and daily takeout. Death by 1,000 lattes. I know, everyone talks about the latte factor, and you're probably rolling your eyes right now thinking, come on, it's just coffee. Well, let me break down exactly why this seemingly small expense is keeping you poor. A $6 latte every workday is $1,560 per year. Lunch out every day at $15 is $3,900 annually. Dinner takeout 3 times a week at $30 per meal is another $4,680. That's $10,140 per year on food and drinks you could make at home for a fraction of the cost. Probably $2,000 or less if you're smart about it. That's an $8,000 plus annual difference. Invested over 30 years at 10% average returns, that's $1.48 million. You're literally trading retirement for convenience and laziness. But it's not just about the money, it's about the mindset. When you mindlessly spend $6 here and $15 there without thinking about it, you've already lost the mental game of wealth building. You're telling yourself that small amounts don't matter, that you deserve these little treats, that you're too busy to pack a lunch. These are loser excuses, and they lead to loser outcomes. I'm not saying you can never enjoy a coffee out or a nice meal. I'm saying that making it a daily, unconscious habit is financial suicide. The wealthy plan their discretionary spending. They're intentional about it. They don't just wander into Starbucks every morning because it's there. Here's what I do. I make coffee at home using a $30 coffee maker. It takes 3 minutes. The coffee costs about 30 cents per cup versus $6 at a cafe. That's a 95% savings for literally the same caffeinated outcome. I meal prep on Sundays, takes 2 hours, and provides healthy, cost-effective meals all week. Is it as convenient as hitting the drive-thru? No, but convenience is expensive, and I'm not willing to trade millions in wealth for it. The takeout trap is particularly insidious because people justify it by claiming they're too busy to cook. Really? Too busy to spend 30 minutes making a healthy meal, but not too busy to scroll social media for an hour every evening? Get real. You're not too busy, you're undisciplined. Action step. Track every single food and beverage purchase you make for 1 month. Every coffee, every lunch, every snack. Add it up at the end. I guarantee you'll be shocked by the total. Then cut that number in half by making coffee at home and meal prepping. Take the difference and automatically transfer it to an investment account every month. Watch your wealth grow while your undisciplined neighbors stay broke. Thing number 3, subscription services you don't use. The slow leak that sinks the ship. This one drives me absolutely crazy because it's pure financial negligence. The average American has 5 to 7 subscription services they're paying for, and I bet money that at least 2 to 3 of them haven't been used in the last month. Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, HBO Max, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Prime, meal kits, wine clubs, gym memberships you never use, app subscriptions, cloud storage, software services. The list goes on and on. Each one is only $10 to $20 per month, so you don't notice it. But that's exactly the problem. Let's say you have 8 subscriptions averaging $15 each. That's $120 per month or $1,440 per year. Multiply that by 30 years with 10% investment returns, and you're looking at $268,000 you just gave away for streaming services and apps you barely use. But here's the really maddening part. Most people don't even know what subscriptions they have. They're on auto pay, buried in your credit card statement, quietly draining your account month after month while you're completely oblivious. This is financial incompetence, plain and simple. I audit my subscriptions quarterly. Every 3 months, I go through every single recurring charge and ask, am I actively using this? Is it providing value worth the cost? If the answer is no, it's gone immediately. No sentimentality, no, but I might use it someday, gone. You know what I see in the tank constantly? Entrepreneurs pitching subscription-based business models. You know why? Because subscriptions are a gold mine for businesses. People sign up and forget about them, providing passive revenue forever. You're on the wrong side of that equation. Stop being the sucker making subscription companies rich while you stay poor. Here's another angle, the psychological impact of subscription creep. When you have unlimited access to entertainment, you value it less. When you're paying for 3 streaming services, you just scroll mindlessly instead of being selective about what you watch. You're paying for the illusion of choice while actually consuming garbage content that adds 0 value to your life. Action step. Right now, and I mean this second, pull out your bank and credit card statements from the last month. Highlight every subscription charge. Cancel anything you haven't actively used in the last 30 days. Keep 1 or 2 that you genuinely use regularly and rotate them. Subscribe for 1 month when you want to binge a show, then cancel. Take the money you save and invest it. This should free up at least $50 to $100 per month for most of you. Thing number 4, clothes and accessories for status. dressing rich while being broke. Here's a truth bomb for you. Nobody cares what you're wearing except you and other insecure people. That designer handbag, those $300 sneakers, that luxury watch, they don't make you wealthy. They make you look wealthy while actually making you poor. I see this constantly. People who make $60,000 a year wearing $500 shoes and carrying $1,200 bags. The math doesn't work. You're cosplaying as a rich person while your bank account is screaming for help. This is financial delusion at its finest. The fashion industry has convinced you that you need a constantly rotating wardrobe of trendy items to be relevant or successful. It's a complete scam designed to separate you from your money. Fast fashion makes it worse. Clothes are so cheap that you buy them without thinking, wear them once or twice, and throw them away. It's wasteful, expensive over time, and completely unnecessary. Let me share something with you. I wear the same few outfits regularly. I have a simple wardrobe of high-quality basics that last for years. No logos, no flashy branding, nothing trendy that'll be out of style in 6 months. You know why? Because my self-worth isn't tied to what I'm wearing, and I refuse to spend serious money on something that provides zero return on investment. Here's the ROI on that $1,000 designer handbag. Negative $1,000. It doesn't appreciate, it doesn't generate income, it just sits there losing value while you convince yourself it was worth it because it made you feel good for a week. Compare that to $1,000 invested in a dividend-paying index fund. That money works for you 24/7, generating returns, compounding, building wealth. In 20 years, that $1,000 could be worth $6,727 at 10% annual returns. Your handbag will be in a landfill or collecting dust in your closet. The status symbol trap is particularly insidious because it's driven by insecurity and social comparison. You see influencers on Instagram wearing designer everything, and you think you need that to be successful or attractive. Wrong. Those influencers are either already wealthy and can afford it, getting it for free through sponsorships, or going into debt to maintain an image. Don't be the person going into debt for image. Action step. Implement a clothing budget of no more than 2 to 3% of your gross income per year. For someone making $60,000, that's $1,200 to $1,800 annually, total. Buy classic quality pieces that last. Ignore trends. Stop shopping as entertainment. Every time you're tempted to buy clothes you don't need, transfer that amount to your investment account instead. Watch your net worth grow while the fashion victims around you max out credit cards for closets full of stuff they never wear. Thing number 5, financing depreciating assets, the credit card death spiral. This is the big one, the ultimate wealth destroyer. If you're financing depreciating assets on credit cards or high-interest loans, you're in a financial death spiral and you probably don't even realize it. Here's what I mean. Putting purchases like electronics, furniture, appliances, vacations, or anything else that loses value on credit cards that you carry a balance on. You're paying 18 to 25% interest on items that are worth less every day. This is the exact opposite of wealth building. It's wealth destruction on steroids. Let's break down the insanity of this with a real example. Say you buy a $2,000 big screen TV and put it on a credit card at 20% APR. You make minimum payments of $40 per month. It will take you 94 months, nearly 8 years, to pay off that TV, and you'll pay $1,716 in interest. That's $3,716 total for a TV that's worth maybe $300 by the time it's paid off. But it gets worse. That $40 per month you're paying toward the TV debt could be invested instead. If you had invested $40 a month for those 94 months at 10% returns, you'd have $5,969. So by financing that TV, you didn't just waste $1,716 in interest. You also gave up $5,969 in potential investment growth. The true cost of that TV is nearly $7,700 in lost wealth for a TV. This is financial suicide, and millions of people do it every single day with multiple purchases. Credit card debt in America is over $1 trillion. The average household with credit card debt owes nearly $7,000. At 20% interest, that's $1,400 per year just in interest payments, money evaporating into thin air, enriching credit card companies while you stay poor. Here's the rule that will save your financial life. If you can't afford to buy it with cash, you can't afford it. Period. The only acceptable debt is for appreciating or income-generating assets. A reasonable mortgage on a house that will appreciate, a student loan for education that increases your earning power and only if necessary, or a business loan to start or grow a company. Everything else should be cash only. The "but I need it now" mentality is keeping you broke. No, you don't need it now. You want it now, and you're unwilling to delay gratification and save for it. This is the fundamental difference between the wealthy and the broke, the ability to delay gratification and think long term. I haven't carried credit card debt in decades. I use credit cards for the rewards and convenience, but I pay them off in full every month without exception. The interest rate on my cards is irrelevant because I never pay interest. Meanwhile, people are working an extra month every year just to pay credit card interest, getting nothing in return except the privilege of having bought things they couldn't afford in the first place. Action step. Stop all credit card spending immediately, except for absolute necessities that you can pay off in full that month. Create a debt elimination plan. List all your debts by interest rate. Attack the highest rate first while making minimum payments on others. Avalanche method. Once you're debt-free, commit to a cash debit-only lifestyle for depreciating assets. Credit cards are for convenience and rewards only, never for financing consumption. This discipline alone will transform your financial life. Conclusion. The choice is yours. Sacrifice now or struggle forever. Let's bring this home with some brutal honesty. Everything I've just told you is pointless if you don't actually implement it. Information without action is just entertainment, and I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to change your financial trajectory. Here's the reality. Most of you reading this will nod your heads, think, yeah, that makes sense, and then change absolutely nothing about your behavior. You'll buy that latte tomorrow. You'll keep that gym membership you never use. You'll finance your next purchase on a credit card. And in 10, 20, 30 years, you'll still be broke, wondering why wealth never came your way. The 5 things I've outlined, new cars, daily overpriced food, unused subscriptions, status symbol clothing, and credit card debt, are not just random bad habits. They're symptoms of a fundamental mindset problem. They represent instant gratification over long-term thinking, image over substance, consumption over creation, and financial laziness over discipline. Getting wealthy isn't complicated. It's actually quite simple. Spend less than you earn, invest the difference consistently over time, and avoid stupid financial decisions. That's it. But simple doesn't mean easy, because it requires something most people lack: the discipline to delay gratification and the courage to live below your means, even when everyone around you is doing the opposite. Here's what separates millionaires from the perpetually broke. Millionaires think in decades, not days. Every financial decision is viewed through the lens of opportunity cost. When they see a $40,000 new car, they don't just see a car. They see the $440,000 that money could become over 30 years. When they see a $6 latte, they don't just see coffee. They see compound interest being destroyed 1 cup at a time. You need to develop the same perspective. Every dollar you waste today is stealing from your future self. That future version of you, the one who's 65 and wanting to retire, is depending on the current version of you to make smart decisions. Don't let them down. The math is clear, the strategy is proven, and the choice is entirely yours. You can continue down the path of financial mediocrity, accumulating depreciating assets and paying interest to banks and credit card companies for the rest of your life. Or you can make different choices starting today. Eliminate these 5 wealth destroyers from your life and redirect that money toward building actual wealth. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Changing these habits will be uncomfortable. Your lifestyle will look different. You'll drive an older car than your neighbors. You'll pack lunch while your coworkers eat out. You'll wear the same clothes more often. You'll skip some social events that cost money. People might even judge you for being cheap. Let them. While they're impressed with each other's leased luxury cars and designer accessories, you'll be quietly building a 7-figure investment portfolio. While they're working until they're 70 because they have no retirement savings, you'll have the option to retire early. While they're stressed about money every month, you'll have financial peace and freedom. That's the trade-off, and it's completely worth it. Here's your action plan for the next 24 hours. Not next week, not when you feel like it, but right now. Audit your car situation. If you're making payments on a new or nearly new car, calculate your total cost of ownership and compare it to a reliable used alternative. Make a plan to get out of it. Track every food and beverage purchase you make for the next week. Set up a meal prep day this weekend. Make coffee at home starting tomorrow. Pull your bank statements and cancel at least 3 subscription services you don't actively use. Set a calendar reminder to audit subscriptions quarterly. Go through your closet. Calculate how much money is sitting there in unworn clothes and accessories. Sell what you can, donate the rest, and commit to a minimal clothing budget going forward. If you have credit card debt, stop using credit cards today. Create a debt payoff plan and start attacking it aggressively. If you're debt-free, commit to never carrying a balance. This is your financial intervention. The question is, are you going to take it seriously, or are you going to keep making excuses and staying broke? If you got value from this, and I know you did because the truth always hits hard, do yourself a favor and subscribe to Next Gen Finance right now. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next dose of financial reality. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, because chances are you know people making every one of these mistakes. Leave a comment telling me which of these 5 things you're guilty of and what you're committing to change starting today. Accountability matters. Put it in writing. Remember, wealth is built by small, consistent, disciplined decisions made over time. Every dollar you don't waste is a dollar that can work for you. Every stupid purchase you avoid is capital that can compound. Every sacrifice you make today is freedom you buy for tomorrow. The path to wealth is simple but not easy. It requires discipline, sacrifice, and the courage to live differently than everyone around you. But I promise you this, when you're sitting on a 7-figure net worth while your peers are drowning in debt, every sacrifice will have been worth it. Now stop reading and start doing. Your wealthy future self is counting on you. This is Mr. Wonderful signing off. Stop buying stupid stuff. Start building wealth, and I'll see you in the next one.